Hello and welcome to the RWBY Nation podcast. I'm Admin Winter, the podcast admin.
This is Neptune, the Fields admin.
Didn't even. Okay. Just
I'm
introduce yourselves
Admin
then.
Yang.
Okay.
And I'm Tukson.
There we are.
That's how we're starting because I don't feel like redoing that.
Good enough.
Okay.
Works
And
great.
today we're talking about the newest episode of RWBY.
Too triggered.
Triggered.
So where do we start with this whole thing?
Yes,
Oh,
where
man.
do we start?
Well, clearly we
there's-
need more death. Game of Thrones needs to influence this whole episode.
It
Continue on
apparently
with
is on its way. Like,
I guess
clearly.
we start at the beginning of the episode where Pyrrha is invited to Osmond's office.
Yeah.
Yes.
So what do you guys think about that whole bit about the whole Guardian thing? And what was her name? Amber or Autumn? I think it was Amber, right?
It was Amber.
Amber, yeah.
But her
the,
code name
top
was
guard.
Autumn.
Gotcha. Yeah.
Before we go down, before we go into the section where they went down into the thing, like the fairy tale with the four maidens
Yes.
and all that,
Mhm.
probably where we should go.
Probably. All right, let's start there.
But what's the difference between magic and aura? Because aura already seems like magic in my opinion.
Aura is what you are, is basically your soul, and it can be projected out into different forms.
So does
Hence
that
your
mean, like-
semblance.
yeah, no, but does that mean the guardians can just be like, I can do whatever I want because magic?
I think so.
I think they can do everything that Dust can do, but like more power and without the requirement of Dust. Like
Yeah, no,
my thought is
I think
that
it's
Dust
yeah.
is
It must be a
basically
separate
more-
entity all of its own of dust or semblance.
Mm-hmm.
I just more really want to know what the difference between the two are. Besides, I don't need an energy source. If that's really it, so it's like, oh, meh.
Is it limitless?
It probably is, but within the
It's
context of how the
implied.
power works.
Yeah.
Actually, I did hear
'Cause
an interesting theory about Glinda possibly being one of the maidens as well.
My image that I just posted debunks that theory.
She's
Oh, did it?
old.
Yeah,
She's
she
old.
is. I mean, Crow doesn't exactly say it the nicest way when he says "old bag" or something like that.
Mhm.
That's true.
My theory,
But no.
one of my theories that I saw not my theory, sorry, one that I did see was that the reason why Raven actually disappeared was because she became one of the seasons.
Yeah, I was reading up on that too. It's actually quite interesting.
I'm just not sure of what season it was.
Well, I mean,
Yeah, that's a question.
I was talking to Neptune before about it. Since RWBY, unless it becomes Game of Thrones where it just kills off everyone, if they keep it the way it is, you're gonna have RWBY and Team RWBY because they're the main characters. I have a feeling they're gonna become the maidens because why wouldn't you?
Those main
And
characters.
if-
I know. I think it would be a better storyline if it was actually something that separated them. If like maybe one, only like
Listen,
one or two had it, but not the
I kind
others.
of hope
that's the
they
thing,
don't
though.
have it, to be honest.
But that's the thing, RWBY's your main, so you at least want to give it to her.
She
And
has
my
to.
thing is, if Summer, if she wasn't just called that because of her name, and she was actually the Summer Maiden, high chance RWBY was her last form.
Like Summer was just her like nickname, sort of say.
Well, that's right. She could have been given the name, but she could have been known.
No,
that
but
she
her
was
gravestone
Summer.
says Summer Rose.
That's what I mean, though. But like, she was called that because she was given it to her at a young age, maybe,
Yeah.
Maybe.
and then
or
she
maybe
gave it on
not.
to RWBY.
Well, when you talk about
That's just one of my
maiden, you
things,
usually talk about
because-
someone of age.
hmm
But even then, they would probably still put on her gravestone her actual name, and they would probably put Summer in quotations in the middle.
Then again,
Yeah.
they are trying to keep this pretty heavily buried, so they might have just been, oh hey, so you're Summer, and she just came to the school as Summer. Because it's
Yeah.
not like they've got a whole lot of legal documentation there, I'd imagine. Like they got transcripts and stuff. But
that apparently
John
John managed to just
just
yeah.
buy some fake ones. It's not like they background check you that heavily.
Well, I mean, they probably did, but Osmond was just like, yeah, he's that.
I'd have to
Yeah.
say it's probably something to do with John's having like a family member that was powerful, and he already knew that John's was powerful to some degree, like by his family.
Didn't he say like his father was like and his grandfather were like awesome huntsmen?
Yeah, so I think Osmond was like, "You're fine. You'll do fine."
You'll be okay, or you won't. You know. It
It's
happens.
okay. He's got Pyrrha.
Exactly.
Oh,
Well,
does
well,
he
for
after
how
this?
How long? That's the question.
we don't even know what Amber's personality was like. We just assume the maidens tend to be nice and fair and whatnot, but there's a chance she could totally be just like a total mean person and just ruin Pyrrha as we know her if
Well,
they have to fight for dominance.
Yeah, that
Suddenly
and
gets Snora's
sorry.
personality. The end.
the other thing is the fact that that's another thing that actually parallels Red versus Blue again.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That was my first thought.
Yeah, that was my first initial thought. Like you're gonna be in the same body. I was like, Red versus Blue. Stop copying themes.
Did they say that they were going to copy the body? Because I thought they were just
Not
copying
the copy of the bodies. I
aura.
mean, like just they said that the way it's gonna work is that her aura is gonna go into Pyrrha. So
That's-
2 souls into 1 body,
Doesn't necessarily mean one soul's going to gain
which they
control. It
mentioned
could,
in
and-
like the first episode or second episode of the actual series itself of RWBY. I forget which one it was. Whatever the sleepover one was.
I think that was 2.
Sleepover should be episode 2.
Because I specifically remember Blake talking about a story of a
Yeah.
man with 2 souls.
Oh, yeah.
Which
And there was a
people
lot of
thought it was a
foreshadowing.
nod to Red versus Blue, but it could also be apparently
Actual-
foreshadowing.
Possibly,
Well, I mean,
but
apparently Monty did have this thing planned for like 10 seasons or something.
It was
so-
something
I've
like
heard
a
it
good
being
8.
5. Yeah, I know there's a lot. But yeah,
I think it was. I forget who it was, but I think it was one of the. I think it was JJ, an employee that just recently left. Said that when he like took the Mercury role, he was talking to Monty about how he had like a solid 8 seasons planned out, like roughly.
Wow, that's great. But yeah, the story of 2 souls fighting for dominance in 1 body is a pretty common theme, though. Because let's see, when I heard that, my first thought was like, oh, Tokyo Ghoul, or
Yeah,
like
but
Dr. Jekyll
you're
and Mr.
only
Hyde.
talking about recent things.
Yeah,
Besides Red versus Blue or a recent series, when does that ever came up?
yeah. It just doesn't seem to be that too unusual. Like Borderlands, also in older stuff, nah. I guess it's not as like well known.
Yeah.
But
Well, it's
Yeah,
not something
I
you can
just
really
noticed-
name, but it's a common thing of just control over
Yeah.
something.
Yeah.
I just thought it was like generic enough that I didn't have to think about it. I don't know if I'd necessarily call it foreshadowing. Well, I guess I kind of have to now since that's what's about to happen.
Yeah.
I just
It's
didn't pay it
possible.
any mind when it first happened.
It kind of makes more sense onto the actual Jean arc of the story, if you will.
Mhm.
Yes, I made a pun.
So,
It kind of makes more sense of him just trying to get better as who he is, and him not realizing, and in the end, he'll never actually get her because she'll just be like multi-personality and just not care about him as much.
that's sad.
Or
Real.
because I mean,
Or she'll be more aggressive with him and just actually go for the
Just
kill,
take
if you
him.
will.
or
You.
because you pass it on when you die, so you have to think of someone. I reckon that when Cinder, because it's her that has the thing,
Yeah, it's gotta
finds
be.
out that Pyrrha has it, goes off and is gonna like execute her because she has a bow as well, and Pyrrha's based off
Achilles.
what's his name? Thank you. So that's gonna happen.
That's
in my
debatable, though.
opinion, at least. It's debatable, but it could.
'Cause it's-
I don't see it
also, I
happening
think
this
it's-
season or maybe even next season. But it's that. I
Because
feel
her
like
first
that's gonna
name,
happen.
her first name is actually for Victory, not for like Achilles. Because Pyrrha is like a nickname of, not nickname, but just a weird changing of Pyrrhic, which means victory, which I believe is another god altogether.
Yeah.
Like there's an
Yeah.
actual god of victory.
The main thing I've got with it is that she's based off a time that is extremely well known for tragic heroes and tragic events and things just not going their way. Like
So
all of them.
Yeah, she'll make a sacrifice or something, and it will probably be John that she sacrifices herself for.
Someone's gonna die.
I kind of.
I just have a feeling it's Pyrrha. There's a lot of stuff pointing at her, but
Yeah.
Which I've actually
just
been saying
starting
all
to see how, like-
podcasts.
If you kind of look at the opening, it kind of implies that she's gonna be gone somehow.
well, yeah, because you get the whole like break off and sit
Yeah.
there.
You kind of see Pyrrha just flipping backwards more uncontrollably compared to the others. I don't know, that's what I noticed.
Mm.
Well, I mean, even if if she does die, John would be broken by that, and then I just feel like Ren and Nora would follow with that, so that the whole team then would just be broken, and then that
Maybe
would just
or
break.
John actually fixes his shit and actually becomes a better fighter.
He's already a half decent fighter.
Yeah, he's
Let's
half
be
decent.
honest.
But
But
he
it's
has,
not
like, a
about the
better
fighting
resolve.
skill, it's about his actual ability to talk with Pyrrha. Is that actually improved? Because unfortunately, we haven't actually seen much afterwards. You know what I mean?
We're also waiting for his aura to unlock, which apparently is obnoxiously strong, because there's that time in the forest when Cardin tried to punch him, and his aura just triggered and pretty much almost broke Cardin's hand right there and then.
Yeah.
Apparently, we've seen his, like, it's already been used as such.
I've
Well,
only
that's what
seen
they've
it
said.
directly in the Cardin punch. And
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like, so his could just purely be based on reflecting damage.
He has some
That'd be
sort of reflection shielding something.
it's like a force field.
Yes.
Literally a force field.
Like, that, it's going to be a genuine conversation. Pyrrha's going to be like, no, your semblance literally is a force field.
I want her to describe it to him, and he just doesn't get it, and then she's gonna be all like, "It's like a force field," and then he'll get it. I really
Okay,
want
if
that.
they don't do that and that is what his thing is, I'm gonna, like, riot.
I'll join you. 2-man riot.
2-man riot, yeah! Anyway.
3-man
sounds
what riot?
That sounds sort of like a band.
Okay, who's gonna play
Yeah, no,
guitar?
I can see that.
Alright, how about we get into the fight?
The fight. Oh, just before we get into the fight, real quick, I do want to mention another thing I thought was interesting that I read up on, was Ironwood saying that you can capture the aura, not like transfer it, which implies somebody would probably have to die for it to be released for you to capture said aura.
That's what they're saying, though. Like, that the aura would be put into Pyrrha, but the body would just... Bye-bye.
So that would mean that they've had to kill a bunch of people just to even test this. And Penny is the first one with his synthetic aura, so
I don't think...
Penny may
that
have
doesn't
a-
necessarily mean they killed somebody, but
Yeah.
I think that's my assumption, because I've just studied it a lot, so it might be possible. I don't think he's gone
Didn't
through
they say-
killing.
Oh, yeah.
Haven't they said everything has an aura, except for, like, Grimm? So they could have done
animals
it on
do
animals.
too. Yeah.
So that they could have tested on animals, but then I get what you mean, that
Okay.
if she does have a human aura, did they
Yeah.
execute someone?
But like Penny's got an aura from something, so if they captured it, someone had to lose it. And that's their life source. So
Yeah.
somebody had to go
Sacrifice
down
to
for
the
Penny
blood
to be
god?
born. Yeah, pretty
The-
much corn.
Yeah. Okay, I guess before the fight, I just wanted to say a theory that I was thinking about.
Yep.
Besides Weiss, what other animal do you actually see?
Besides what?
Besides what is why?
So
There's a
why- oh.
caterpillar.
We said why, so I'm like, that's a little mean.
I know, I
There
messed
is.
up. I'm sorry.
Caterpillar.
There's a caterpillar, some birdies.
Yeah.
So
I already know.
There's
uh,
so few animals. It makes me wonder if that some of them were somehow like captured, if in a way like, and put within the human and made Faunus. To the point where
Well,
like
I mean,
it was like this weird like
got-
sorceress thing where they wanted to make sure that animals would survive past the Grimm, so they made a promise to the animals that they would save them past the Grimm, so when they got rid of the Grimm, they would release out. But of course, people were just like, "You're different," meh. But they're actually probably the most important part of like that universe.
that'd be fucked up. I mean, messed up.
well, I mean,
But I'm
in
saying like they're
4
carrying the
cities.
animal spirits so that they
Yeah.
can live on later when the Grimm finally leave the planet.
What I'm thinking is that the maidens probably struck a deal with them if that's the case, but then it's like humanity kind of forgot about that half and they treat them like crap now.
Yeah, because they
That's
said
messed
like a
up.
lot of it just went to fairy tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, but humanity lives in 4 cities, and those cities have to contain all the population. There's not much room for animals, and if there were, it would be dedicated slots where it'd just
Yeah.
be only animals.
Grimm have probably hunted them down if people haven't.
That's
I don't
what I
even
mean.
know what
So
they eat,
if-
actually.
That's what I'm saying. They save them by incorporating them into their bodies that one day that they could be released when the Grimm are gone. That's what I
No,
was
there's
saying.
also fish. There's
Yeah,
also
no,
fish.
I get that. That's fish. Yeah.
There's apparently a crap ton of fish.
No, oh my god. Just thinking about fish and then thinking about like the Grimm that could be there, the massive like sea monsters.
Oh, now I don't want it.
So, I mean, there's also turkeys, because I'm just going back to thinking about the fight in the cafeteria, and there were sausages, so that's
Okay,
at least
so-
pigs.
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
actually, sausage can be
I don't
any
know. I think I feel like they pull
It could be,
out
but
too much like
generically.
I don't know. I think they pull out too much like real world stuff.
Mhm.
I don't know, but I guess then that maybe means that my theory is not gonna actually happen. I don't know.
It's an interesting one. We don't know anything about them still.
But think about it like this: besides, I want to say dog, or what of those animals? Like you said, the turkey and then the sausage being pig.
You see it live.
Have you actually ever seen any Faunus that were like that?
Nope.
I feel like any Faunus is
seen,
anything
like,
that you have
5.
never seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know. I really want it to be a thing.
No, I gotcha.
Should be. Still got plenty of time to go.
Because
So,
I feel like other than that, there's like no real reason to have the Faunus be so many different species like at once. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
How is that
no, I
still
gotcha.
hereditatable? I don't know what the word is.
Hereditary?
Hereditary. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah. No, I'm down to jump on board with that. I'm trying to learn a lot more about these theories and stuff because I'm trying to get a blog going. And it's pretty fun. But I'm gonna
Well,
check it.
I mean, don't get me
Another-
wrong. There's also some pretty crazy theories that
Well,
a
there's
lot of
some
people
that,
throw out that like, oh, this person's a Faunus. Oh, this person's a Faunus, and it's just like, stop.
Do they just want everyone to be a Faunus?
I'm still pretty
Yes.
sure Summer is a
Yes,
fauna. I'm gonna
everyone
put
wants
that
them
out
to
there.
be a furry in some way.
No, not a furry. I don't. No. Summer has got to be a Faunus. She is a Faunus.
See, like one of those. It's just like she
Ruby's a
has to
half.
be. She has to be. Like, what proof do you have? We've not really met that character.
You haven't seen the rest of her head. Done. 100%
Exactly.
But going back to the thing of if Summer gave it to Ruby, does Winter also have it?
Hmm.
Because season and
See, I would
She
believe
does,
Weiss
then she
more
has to
than I
die.
would Ruby.
Yeah.
but like even for that to happen, she has to die. So there's another potential executable.
Please don't do this to me. I can't handle that.
I just realized, yeah, then Ruby would at least be the most canon.
Yeah. So far,
Yeah, unless we actually do meet Weiss's mother.
we don't even know if she has a mother.
Well, she has to have one biologically, but
Biologically, yeah, but you know,
She hasn't
Yang
really-
had a mother. She walked out. Ruby had a mother, and she's not kicking anymore.
yeah.
Tai Yang should just stop kissing and banging. Tai Yang just needs to stop sleeping with people.
I don't
he
think it was
already
Tai
stopped
Yang.
after Summer.
Oh, it was a tying.
Well, I mean, there's only Crow left on his team, so I mean,
Touch of
what
death.
do you?
Well, and it's also
Are you
It's
implying
debatable on whether or not
something? It's gonna
Raven
be
is there.
Yowie.
Whoa! I'm not implying anything. That you simply went there.
I don't know. You said there was Crow.
Hey, the Crow's there. I mean, he's gonna comfort him. What did you go to? God, so
I
perverted.
don't know. I'm not a
You're like the
Crow.
brother I never had,
Oh,
and some.
Oh no.
Oh God, no.
I'm debating on whether or not I should cut this out.
My brain doesn't want to see that now.
No, but there is also the thing of
Alright.
we don't know if Raven is actually alive or not, because we don't know if that one scene that we got was a actual dream sequence or if it was real.
But I mean, she messed
She's
up.
alive.
She came to save Yang from
She
Neil.
showed up, and Neil was like, "Oh crap, it's Raven. I'm out."
Peace.
There's no way an unconscious Yang would have hallucinated an attacker.
Yeah,
Unless
but
we go
I'm
with,
saying like we
has
have
a
no
second
proof that
semblance?
she's actually like a living being, so to say. She could still be a ghost.
So we're getting into some like supernatural stuff.
Yeah, I
At
mean
the moment,
we're
yeah,
already
it's-
dealing with magic. May as well have a magical ghost.
But there's only 4 people that get magic.
not
It's,
everyone.
okay, you gotta
This
put it
isn't
this way.
Bleach.
We have magic on the table. This
Yeah.
makes so many possibilities happen.
But we
Yeah,
don't
but it's a
even-
magic that has like a little counter of 4 on it, saying only 4 of the however many people on the Earth get it, and they have.
Well, yeah,
to
that's for
defeat them.
seasons. We don't know if there's other stuff.
True.
I'm gonna go ahead and say Raven is real, like a real living being, because they go out of their way to specify that Ruby's mom is dead, but that Raven is just missing.
I'm
Yeah.
a real girl.
You're not Penny.
Yeah. That's the other thing that they haven't touched yet, and I'm just freaking out waiting for that because it's what's his name? Roman Torchwick.
Yeah.
You know what he's based after, right?
Michael Jackson?
No,
The Clockwork Orange series, I know, is one of them.
he's well, I think his design, yes, but his character is supposed to be the person that tricks Pinocchio into going into that separate island.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
Wow, that I can totally see that
He's
now.
Penny's father. No, I'm joking.
No. There are people saying Ironwood is Mercury's father. It's like, no. No.
No, he's
Zion
not
would have a
alcoholic.
robotic arm.
Yeah. Well, all we know for sure is that Mercury's dad was a complete drunk, and if
Yeah.
Ironwood was a drunk, then that would be kind of okay.
But he's part of the military. I don't think he's allowed to get drunk.
Well,
Not like that.
yeah. Right,
should we move on
let's
to the
actually
fight?
talk about the fight. Yeah.
Yeah, about that fight scene. Oh, man, that
Ups and
fight
downs
scene.
the whole time.
Oh, my God.
It was like so fun to watch, and then just the end was just like, "Why have you forsaken me, Lord?"
Nope,
Dude,
nope,
I was
nope.
so
Just walking
happy
away.
Yang just messed him up. I was like, yes, thank you. And then they pull the rug and are like, nah, screw you. You don't get happy
Yeah.
feelings.
They
I'm
did
like,
such
screw
a
you guys.
they did such a damn good job of making it look like the crowd was booing Mercury. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Jeez.
Like, I'm usually pretty good about seeing twists, but that was just boom, like sucker punch me.
Yeah, it's
Uh,
like, oh.
At first, I was like, "Oh, you deserved that, you little,"
Right.
and then it was like, "Oh, look, that's not what showed on the camera footage," and it was just like.
It was just an extra happiness. It was like, yeah, you won. Sweet.
Now my
And
question
then
is,
she
you can
jumps in
visibly
again, it's like,
see,
"Yeah."
you can visibly see that he was so far away and came up at her. I can
Yeah.
understand editing the footage, but I don't understand editing the people that were there to see the actual fight.
I know
Yeah.
Neptune has something good for this. So
Yeah, the idea that we've been talking about in the chat is that Mercury's attacks are also like Mercury based, or his semblances. So the more he like attacks you and connects with you, the more like Mercury he essentially affects into you, which is based off the like Mad Hatter syndrome, where you would eventually just go crazy and hallucinate. Which is why Coco saw Yatsu in the forest a little after the fight, just before he like got KO'd,
Okay.
even because she had a very brief contact with him.
So you're
But,
saying Mercury has somewhat of a similar semblance to Neapolitan?
Kind of like it's like Neo and Pura mixed. After he makes contact, it starts to build up, and then you'll start to hallucinate after a certain point. And I think his semblance is to like trigger that, because Coco's was pretty far away. So the
I was
only
also
thing I can come up with
thinking
is it
that
triggered
Emerald-
after time.
I was also thinking that Emerald, Mercury, and Neo have a very similar semblance, and you kind of think about Cinders, how she said she was able to take away power. I was thinking about if she was able to give power. I don't know. That's
Now
just
you're
my
just
way.
talking like Korra, like Legend of Korra kind of
Yeah.
stuff.
Oh
Mhm.
yeah, I'm on. So yeah, the theory I'm going with is that his attacks will make you hallucinate, which is why Yang would have walked up to him, just not knowing what she was doing, and just completely like all her perception just got completely warped. But
Possible.
yeah, that's the one I subscribe to the most right now.
when Neptune said that to me, I was like, yep, no, I'm on board with that one.
I wonder if they would actually be able to figure that out afterwards, just because they'd be like, "Oh, what is his semblance?" And then they look it up and they're like, "Oh yeah."
Well, he could get away with something else. Just I can control all those fancy bullets.
Well, they're also clearly what's it called? They're clearly posing to be from Haven, and
Yeah.
so I'm pretty sure they've got fake documents on what
But
their
I-
semblance.
But
is
you would
and
think
stuff
like
too.
they would look at the Haven stuff and they would just be like when they're investigating, they'd just be like, "Oh yeah,
Yeah.
maybe we should have just not with that."
Oh man.
One thing I'm hoping that if they do look through the footage, I don't think Yang got red eyes, so it wasn't anger that triggered her to do that. To
Well,
try
it's
to,
her
break
semblance,
his
though.
leg.
She used her semblance,
no,
but
but
what we're
she-
saying is like
she-
afterwards.
Yeah.
That's what I mean. Like afterwards, she gets red eyes when she's angry, so she wasn't angry when she did it. She just did it. And if
Yeah,
then
she
they
just
do
did
talk to Coco, she'll just be like, "Yo, I saw shit as well."
You
So hopefully they'll put two and two
I was
together.
tripping, man.
actually
That
What
was
bothers
too
me
hype.
probably the most is the fact that like they actually started off the series not only late because it took them a little bit longer to start it up without Monty, but also because they wanted that point to happen, and then the Christmas break.
I mean, it's a good strategy. It keeps everyone
It
like
was
one more.
starting-
But they specifically like started that season a little bit later just so they could have that matchup.
Yeah. God, they're all my favorite shows are doing this mid-season finale on me. It's like this is terrible. I can't handle this.
I'm
Mid-season
fascinated.
finale,
Ending
finals.
soon.
Have fun.
Though I think Team Caffeine is Team Coffee is going to be a big part of the investigation because when Cinder gets up and leaves, you see Coco pretty much glaring at her. the whole time. So I feel like she's gonna be at least like related because she got a touch of the whole Mercury effect.
Yeah.
So I'm just really.
I wonder
happy
if
to
what
see
you just said actually had some correlation. I wonder if Mercury actually has that effect on people sometimes.
It's a good theory.
I'm just wondering scientifically if it does. I don't know.
That
off
would
the top
also
of my head.
explain why he didn't attack Pyrrha and immediately quit. Part of it would be just not give things away, but that might be part of the reason why he just called it so quickly.
Because he didn't want his
Well, he was
semblance
also
to actually
doing that to
activate.
find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I feel
And
like
he
he's in
didn't
control of when it goes off. Because that was too well timed in both cases
Yeah.
that we've seen. So I feel like he's got control of when it happens to a certain degree. Or it just, like, doesn't go off at all.
One thing that I'm disappointed about the episode was we missed the duos besides Team Ruby's.
Yeah, I was
I
hoping
would
to
like to know, like Pyrrha and I assume
Yeah.
Nora, because Nora seems extremely broken.
I heard that John was with Pyrrha in this case. I'm not sure.
Yeah,
Oh,
we have
wow.
nothing
But-
to go off of so far, so we can only guess,
I'm
unfortunately.
You
not
look
sure
at
if they
it,
actually
though,
showed it
Nora's
on the thing though.
broken.
Yeah.
Yeah, she
But
pretty
no,
much
like,
just.
I'm
ran out
annoyed
of-
that I didn't get to see any of the cool stuff. Like even
Yeah.
Sun's there, and I assume he would have been with Neptune. but,
Sun
you
Neptune,
know,
I'm sure. Yeah.
I have a feeling that's what it would have been.
Yeah, because when you have, it would be the same thing as with Coco and Yatsu. It wasn't the best decision because you had someone who's really tanky and then someone who's extremely like.
Immobile.
Yeah, but it's
Yeah,
a
I
good
feel like-
strategy because the minigun you have to run towards, which then it's just gonna have more chance.
No,
to
but see
hit,
that's
and
the
once you get
thing.
close-
But also when you see
bam.
her actually spread across, it's just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I'm actually, if we can go back to that fight, I'm annoyed because the grass patch, there's clearly like edges where they could have seen them run to the side or something, but no. Mow it
Yeah.
down. Oh, they're not there. Anyway,
Well,
sorry.
that's the semblance thing. Kicking
No,
into
but
play.
like, could they get to either side without being seen because they don't have speed?
Yeah. I don't know. That whole fight was just a horrible matchup. It's like bringing
Well, I
Rock
mean-
to a scissor fight. Team,
They went into that with the downside because Cinder's going around matching up perfectly
Yeah.
for them.
Yeah, so they already know how to deal with them all.
Because I mean,
Yeah.
hell, did you see that she sees Penny? So
Yeah,
there could
Penny
be a
and
Penny
Seal.
Kira matchup.
That'd be funny. Oh yeah,
just
Penny
to
in the
screw
singles
with
lineup.
them. Yeah, because we got Penny who's a robot. Spoiler. But then you also have
Surprise.
Kira.
Wait, she's a robot?
Surprise!
No, joking.
Nah, but you have like Pyrrha who can polarity, you know?
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
could be an interesting matchup, and it would screw with the whole plan of she's meant to be the Guardian, because then Ironwood could be like, the thing I made is better than the Guardian.
Yeah.
Shit like that.
I don't think it would be so much that as the fact that like she would actually do like her polarity like with Penny's swords and not realize that that's quite literally attached to Penny.
I have a feeling she would eventually notice if she like got a punch or like got close. She'd just be like, hell, there's a lot of shit I can control here.
Yeah, but like she would never be like, oh, let me control you like a puppet, if you will.
The
Yeah, well.
puppet fight.
The puppeteer. I don't
I'm
know.
a
That's one I
real
look
girl.
forward to.
Yeah.
But I'm not a real girl. Anyway. I don't know. Besides that, like, we're gonna have how many episodes was that? That was 6
I
for
think
Midway.
about 6.
Yes.
Yeah, so we'll have probably like 2 or 3 dedicated to the Yang plot line to at least get her cleared.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Maybe,
Then we'll-
or she goes to jail.
She did
And-
Well, that's what I mean. I have a feeling they're gonna try and at least not clear her, like not clear, sorry, not like fully like set her free. Oh, it was Mercury's fault, but clear her that like, hey, there was something foul at play, so it wasn't her
Yeah.
fault.
Yeah.
It's
It's that or they're not even going to continue with the actual tournament and
Oh.
the whole war is just going to break out.
Yeah,
Well,
I was
'cause if you
also
watched it at
thinking
the
if they
end with
want
the
to- I
elephants
was also
Thingies.
thinking that if it was to continue, because there's an uneven number of combatants for the tournament, they're gonna have Emerald and Weiss instead because
Was there?
Mercury's leg is technically broken. I'm not sure if it actually is broken, and then Yang
Yeah, no,
probably has
it's-
to be disqualified.
His kneecap was visibly like snapped in an opposite direction from the way it should move in the replay.
Yeah.
Because you see him fall and you see his like kneecap just shoot like hard right, and his leg
best
just
part of the episode.
it was
But no.
great.
I was pretty happy. It's like, yeah, broken legs.
Like, damn
Is
it,
this
Kira.
just not a villain that you really enjoy? Not like the Joker or something, where it's like, oh, he runs around and bees crazy, but it's awesome.
No, I like Mercury, honestly. That out of all that whole team, I actually really do like Mercury. Just because he's just like, I'm cool. But if you mess with me, you're going to go crazy. And it's just
If
like,
that is the thing, yeah.
it's, I
But
don't
then
know.
you have Neo, and it's just like, why even bother? Because Neo.
I
Neo's
really want to
great.
sing her theme song, but I don't want to, like,
Just
censor
change
myself
control.
out, like, 10 times.
Do it. It'll be fine.
Do it.
I'll show it to you guys later.
All right.
I know, but the final part of that episode was the, I forget what they're called. I think they're called mammoths. Not mammoths,
The Goliaths.
Goliaths. There we go.
Goliath, yeah. Oh, whoops.
They turned around and was like staring directly at the city. That has to mean that they're about to have a Grimm invasion.
They
I
are.
don't think they're going to have a Grimm invasion, but they're gathering, and eventually, during the rest of
They've
the
been doing
tournament,
that for like hundreds of years already. I think they just were
No, but, you
waiting
know-
for the right moment, like
Yeah.
Oobleck
But, you know,
said,
they're
and now
attracted
it's about to happen.
What is it? Like negative emotions? They're attracted to that. So the whole stadium and even every city going like, oh
Yeah.
over the whole Mercury thing. I reckon they're going to be drawn to it pretty quickly. We might get an invasion at the end, or the glimpse of like the beginning of an invasion at the end of the season. I
You
don't
really,
think we're
you
gonna
really think
get-
it's gonna like take all the way to the season, or you don't think the season's actually gonna progress through the war?
I think it's gonna get to the thing of the war. It's about to like start, but then the next season's gonna be the invasion of the Grimm.
I'd be okay with that. Because I don't
So
want them to
I
force
don't-
an entire war in like 6 episodes.
I wouldn't know. I'm not asking for like an entire war in 6 episodes, but I was hoping that they would at least start everything, like say they're in battle, and then coming back
Oh yeah.
for
Yeah,
them
I'd be down with
fighting
that.
for months, kind of deal.
Yeah, I'd be cool with that.
I would be cool with that, but I still want to see more tournament stuff because
I don't think the tournament is gonna last.
Fights.
Like the tournament is just done for.
We're almost done. There's only a couple fights left.
Gonna be wrecked.
Yeah, but that's the perfect time to just stop it. Because storyline wise, that could just be the perfect time just to stop it and say, "Oh no, we're in the middle of a war now."
No, I need to see the Weiss and Emerald fight. Because they're fighting in the trailer, and I'm thinking they're going to go to the next round. No, wait, no,
They
Mercury
probably-
already
yeah.
lost.
It's
like-
that or that
Well-
fight's gonna happen in the middle of war. Like that's gonna be some of what we see.
I would say tournament. Because I still want to see Weiss summon that giant soldier robot thing.
Yeah, I want to see the other guys fight. They look cool.
Oh, that adds to my list of crossplays. I was pretty happy when I saw those.
Nice.
Actually, the other thing, the night thing, that honestly, when she summoned it for the first time, I was just like, wait, that means that the royal test literally is an actual test. Like her dad or something probably summoned that to
Yep.
test her.
Yep.
The royal test.
This is why I've like been so like accepting of Weiss just right out of the trailer because I figured it'd be something like that, just with the lyrics of Mirror Mirror and everything.
But it's just like when we first, like especially in the first season, after the first season, it still didn't make any sense.
You can love her all you want, but she's a Sith at heart. Like
Did you say
she
Sith?
only summoned
She's
Sith.
she's soon dead, eh?
no, like Jedi Empire Sith, because she summons the sword when Winter's all like, "Oh, you can go back to your father," let the hate flow through you. So like she summons the sword then. So I have a feeling she only really gets it when she's angry, which would be.
Well, she
a very-
specifically said that it was more like the actual calm Jedi thing, where like control your emotions and it'll actually be better.
That's for Winter.
But
but-
that's what I'm saying. But she was saying
Why
your
does
emotions
it
can only
make-
get you so far.
Yeah, no, but that's a cool thing with emotions, that they're always powerful. When anger's are really, if we go by Star Wars terminology, it's just a quick, powerful one. So she'll use that for a while until she gets the whole state of mind, calm, all that stuff. But
Yeah.
get the whole
Which-
anger thing
yeah.
going, and she can
Which
have that during a fight.
I do have the belief that she actually did summon something little because the sword chilled there with the
Oh, yeah, no.
caterpillar on there. So I think
Sword
she
was there
did
with the
get
color.
some progress out of that.
Yeah, she definitely
That's what I
did.
mean. She got a little bit of anger and gave up instantly. and she got something out of it. So she gets like the whole full anger fight on, where I don't know, Emerald's just like, yeah, Mercury tricked you, haha, you suck, you're not smart. That could get the whole anger thing going. Summons a knight, and it's just like, well, GG.
I'd be down for that.
Well, that's what I want. I want Sif Weiss.
Sith Weiss.
I think
Someone get onto
before
that.
the actual movie came around, I think there actually was her as a Sith person. Like there was fan art of that before the
I've
current
seen
movie.
her as an Imperial officer, but that was about it.
Was that the image?
Right, yeah, I've seen that one
I
too.
don't know. I just saw Star Wars stuff, so I was just like, "Here, that's the thing."
Well, there is that Star Wars fad going around. Maybe I could just change my picture to Weiss and stick a red lightsaber on her and call it a day.
Well,
Actually, I want to see like her with the lightsaber with that with what's it called from like the first season of her just doing that weird cross eye thing. Just imagine her holding that while doing that face.
That's great.
She's drunk.
Oh, okay. Did you guys see that recent video of Blaine?
Blaine.
oh, that was brutal.
What happened? I don't think it did.
I only think it's 5 minutes long, so go watch it now. Hurry up.
Yeah, or I could just roughly explain it.
Yeah,
So
let's do
Blaine's the biggest, like one of the biggest fans in Rooster Teeth for Star Wars.
Yeah.
So they pretended that they knew a guy who worked on the movie.
Oh no.
And yeah, so then the dude was saying, "Hey, just remember, you're gonna have to like when you go there for like the premiere or whatever. Like it was an actual like few days before premiere where he got to see the movie. Like
4 days,
before,
I think it was.
Yeah, like 4 days before the actual premiere.
Oh no.
Oh,
So
wait,
the dude that was faking to be from like the Star Wars stuff was like saying, "Yeah, you have to dress up in costume, and you also have to do impressions for us." So they actually recorded like him like doing impressions and stuff, and then they just put it into that fake movie.
Yeah, they had that fake movie with oh, I can't remember who it was in there, but they had like thing as the little droid, and it came up and it projected all of his impersonations.
Yeah, it was the new BB-8 thing or whatever the name is, and it was just it was Zach, just as the BB-8 and just it getting projected. It was just the most wonderful thing.
That's horrible.
It sounds very bad.
It's brutal to watch, but it's hilarious.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go watch
Because
that later.
it starts up and you can tell he already is like, hang on, something's not right because of like the quality and like what it is, and then it just pans to, I can't remember who it was, but in no pants. And he's just like,
It pans to Chris Damaris.
yes,
And he was just like, "Wait, what?" And then Aaron comes in, and then just Zach as the BB-8, whatever it's called. It was just wonderful.
That's horrible. I feel so bad for that guy.
Yeah.
Oh my god. It's great. Like the worst way possible. Whew.
I don't know. You know what? I'm actually, because we're at the end, we may as well cover all episodes. I'm really annoyed that we didn't get to see crows like in scythe form.
Yeah,
That'll
I know.
come later.
I kind of like that tease because it was just like, "Hey, it happens."
I do
Haha.
like the tease, but I don't like teasers because you're teasing me. It's just like, oh.
I feel like that's his fighting style changes a bit when he does that though. That's probably why he didn't do it. He's just like,
Oh yeah.
he's probably like, "I'm changing it. You know what that means? I'm going to change my fighting style entirely. This is about to get really epic," and then just stops.
I like doing the teasing, not so much getting it.
Oh. All right, we only have a few more minutes. If there's any other little theories you want to put out there, that would be wonderful.
So I mean, if they're taking cues from Game of Thrones, like, are we gonna start seeing executions like every second episode?
No, I think they're going to want to keep it somewhat kid-friendly, but I do think that they probably might kill off a character or two. I don't think that they're going to do it as drastic as Game of Thrones, but yeah.
It's probably
They
a
can.
couple at most. Just a couple.
Alright, right now, everybody, who do you think is going to die from the main cast outside of RWBY and
Okay,
Juniper?
top three deaths. Top 3 deaths. We'll go with that. Who do you think is the number 1 to 2 to 3? Because 3 is always a good number to work with.
Pyrrha.
No, that's... yeah, we can include them since there's 3 now. Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, pure.
Penny.
No, not Petty! Oh
We're
god.
gonna kill Penny.
Kill Penny by torturing hand. Yeah.
I want one of the major villains to die so they don't get out unscathed either. Roman, maybe?
The most
I
impacting probably
want
would be
Roman to
Emerald.
live.
They could kill Neo and have there not be too big of a fallout other than the fan base.
No, the fandom would riot. They would literally
They can
riot.
riot,
They
but
would
it's
start a
not their
petition
show.
to make sure she gets revived in the show. Like there would be a little bit.
No, you don't get to do
Where
that.
are the
It's a creative show.
Pitchforks, please.
Yes, pitchforks.
I wouldn't be happy, but it's their show. So they shouldn't be afraid to kill off people if it's actually relevant to the story.
What's probably going to be the worst thing is she's probably going to actually speak and then.
I got to
Yeah.
abandon ship, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Pyrrha, we'll go with Penny because it's funny, and
No.
Mercury because we all want it.
Yeah. He's already halfway there.
Doctor?
Okay. I guess we'll
Yeah,
start recording. Yes.
I'm off. I'll talk to you guys whenever.
good
Can I
idea.
just do my outro first?
Yes.
Sure.
Okay. Thank you for watching the RWBY Nation podcast. If you found us on YouTube and not through the page, please leave a comment, as we would like to know. And if you did find us through the page, it would be awesome if you liked the page. And bye-bye.
Neptune says bye.
Goodbye.